Hey y'all, this is Marla Kay. Hope you are well. This story is about the Kansas farmers having to abandon their wheat fields because of extreme drought. And this is a significant story for us here in America because we are um, looking at a possible cutting off of imports from other nations as this war ramps up. So we will have supply chain issues. Additionally, um, wheat is used for bread, crackers, a lot of different things that we eat, especially when times are hard. Bread is a filler. You can make a sandwich. You can make, flour, have biscuits, um, just, different types of flatbreads. It's used in processed foods. Wheat is used for, animal feed, dog food. So there are a lot of different products that use wheat. So before I get into this story, I want to give a shout out to Only Pamela's Way for sharing this story with me because I heard some whispers about it, but I wasn't really sure and I hadn't really seen anything that popped up in any of my news feeds. So shout out to her for giving me this story because it is really important that if you have resources, buy large bags of different types of flour, all purpose flour, bread flour, self rising flour. Get you some of those buckets with the lids and use some oxygen absorbers and store your wheat in a nice cool place so that it will store for some time because we don't know what we're going to have to do to survive, but flour should be a staple in your preps because you can make biscuits, you can make crackers, you can make cookies, you may want to need make cake and homemade breads, roti shells, just pancakes, so many things that you can use to get filled off of if times get hard. So don't miss out on getting flour while it's available and while your money is still worth something. All right, Wichita, Kansas on May 22nd. Farmers in Kansas, the biggest U.S. producer of wheat used to make bread, are abandoning their crops after severe drought and damaging cold ravaged farms. They are intentionally spraying wheat fields with crop killing chemicals and claiming insurance payouts more than normal, betting the grain is not worth harvesting. Reuters found on a 3-day tour data of the state. A 3-day tour of the state. Other growers are turning over dismal looking fields to cattle for grazing. Abandoning fields will lead to a smaller U.S. wheat supply in the world's number 5 wheat exporter, with stocks seen falling to a 16-year low. High rates of abandonment deal an economic blow to farm towns and force wheat buyers to adjust procurement plans by buying the staple grain elsewhere. Nationally, winter wheat farmers plan to abandon 33% of their acres they planted, the highest percentage since World War I, the U.S. Department of Agriculture said in a May 12th report. That is really terrible. So, again, wheat is a vital staple for people struggling. Um, it's a filler for, if you have limited resources, you can pair it with something like soup or vegetables and be okay. So you really should be stocking up on your wheat products and things that may have wheat in them. Kansas farmers are expected to abandon about 19% of the acres planted last autumn, up from 10% last year and 4% in 2021, according to the report. But farmers, grain traders, and representatives of major food companies have traversed the state on an annual crop tour last week, warn of an even greater percentage of unharvested acres. Crop conditions point toward an outcome similar to 1989, when farmers did not harvest 28% of the wheat they planted, said Justin Gilpin, chief executive of Wheat Kansas Commission and a tour leader. You have a wheat crop that didn't come up, he said. Soaring prices for hay also pressure wheat farmers not to harvest their fields for grain so they can be fed to cattle. Then they're gonna the cows gonna eat the wheat, but we ain't gonna be able to eat the cows because they're gonna find something wrong with the cows. So this don't make any sense to me, but whatever. Kansas farmers are expected to produce just 191.4 million bushels of wheat this year, the smallest since 1963, according to the latest monthly government forecast. Participants of the Wheat Quality Control Tour projected an even smaller harvest of 178 million bushels. Uncertainty over the size of the harvest largely centers on how many acres will be abandoned, grain buyers and tour leaders said. Some farmers with dead wheat will plant sorghum in another attempt to crop production. I'm sorry, in another attempt at crop production this year. Insurance providers must have a chance to appraise fields before crops are destroyed or abandoned, and adjusters are busy visiting fields. So, I don't know what to think about this story because, in some parts it kind of seems shady, like they can just say, well, the crops are not going to do good this year and file a claim. So I don't know. I got questions. But anywho, it says the poor crop may leave Kansas State University's College of Agriculture with less funding than its typical $1 million a year from the Kansas Wheat Commission because the commission is funded by sales of wheat, Dean Ernie Minton said. We may not be able to do as much, Minton said. It slows down the whole life cycle of wheat research. So get your wheat, people. Get your wheat. If you don't have wheat berries, get some. They're really expensive now, but it's worth it. Get a wheat grinder. You don't necessarily have to though. You can just buy wheat in bulk. Not wheat. Buy flour in bulk. And then you can divide it up into smaller bags. But when you do buy flour in bulk, please put it in the freezer for about a week. Sometimes, if I have the space, I'll keep it in there for 2 weeks to kill any critters that might want to come alive while you are storing it. Make sure when you do put it away, you use oxygen absorbers to get rid of any oxygen and to preserve it for a longer period of time so that when you do get ready to use your flour, it is ready and available, no issues. All right, Please like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the bell notification so that you can get notified every time I upload a new video. This is Marley K, and I'm out.